ciao, buonasera a tutti. Benvenuti a Long Island, siamo a New York. Questa sera sono connessa con una bellissima azienda vinicola. Qui stiamo facendo oggi il giro dei vigneti e quindi vi presento Amy questa sera che è con me. I'm showing what is around. Which vineyards we have around, Amy? What is that? Chardonnay or Pinot? Or what?
No, it's actually Merlot right there, and then the block behind it is Cabernet Franc. Okay. But what you're looking at is Merlot.
Okay.
There's predominantly, in terms of reds, it's predominantly Bordeaux varietals planted here.
Boom.
And then this is a separate farm field across the street where there's all different crops planted depending upon the season.
Okay.
And then just beyond the stretch of trees over there is the Long Island Sound.
Okay.
So the water's right over there.
Amy, how long are you working in this company?
At Lieb Cellars, I've been here for almost 4 years now. I actually grew up on the North Fork of Long Island, and I left for a while and worked in marketing for wine and spirits companies in New York City and Chicago.
Wow.
And then about 7 years ago now, I came back and was offered a job running another tasting room out here. So that was sort of my reintroduction to this region and to what the wineries were doing out here.
You're original from here?
But I'm actually originally from here. I just kind of traveled for a little while and worked in other places, and then came back about 7 years ago now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And where comes your passion for wine?
So I wish that I had an appreciation for wine sooner in life.
Really?
When I was growing up, there were vineyards planted out here, but it was very new at the time. The vineyards were just planted about 40 years ago, so the region was extremely young, and I didn't know enough to appreciate sort of the start of the region and what was going on out here. It wasn't until I started working in New York City for a ad agency where we had some wine companies, some wine brands that we were working for. And I started tasting wine and learning about wine in a serious way and realized just how much there was to know and how interesting it was. So, that was sort of my introduction to higher quality wines, to premium wines. And then I actually pursued my sommelier certification in New York City, and that's when I started taking some formal classes.
So it's like a visa you got?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why do you think only 40 years ago and not before the wine? What happened 40 years ago?
This region was started as there was a big farming community out here. My parents actually moved out here in the early 70s from closer to the city, and at the time it was mostly potato farms, corn farms, and sod farms. And then there happened to be a couple that came out here, that moved out here. I'm not even sure where they were originally from, that were very interested in wine. And they started taking a look at the soil and the climatic conditions and thought, we think wine grapes, vinifera, will grow well out here, and they planted them as an experiment.
You don't know the name of this family?
Yes, it was the Hargraves. The Hargraves. So they were the original founding family, and they planted a couple of acres as sort of an experiment the late 70s, and it turns out the conditions were wonderful for grape growing. That was the start of the region. We are at a similar latitude to Bordeaux. We have a maritime climate, so it's a cool climate, but it's very moderate. And we have mostly sandy soils, so well-drained soils. So the climatic conditions are actually very ideal here.
Oh, fantastic. Amy, can you give them a reason to visit this area for Italian people to come and visit the area and taste your lovely wines?
Sure. Well, I think, the most special thing about this place is our proximity to New York City.
Okay.
So what's so
are?
great about this is, I know I can speak for myself in saying, having once lived in New York City and Chicago, I wouldn't be able to be in the middle of nowhere with no culture. What's special about this place is it's extremely rural, and we're surrounded by farms and vineyards, but there's really great food here. There are a lot of purveyors that are, you can eat everything local here. So if you want
really?
local cheese, local eggs, local produce, we have farmers who are doing everything. I mean, you can find sea salt and pickles and anything that you can think of. So there's the ability to do everything farm to table out here, but also get into New York City in less than 2 hours.
What is your favorite wine of Lieb Cellars? What would you recommend them? Really, they have to try because it's special.
What we're most known for, our signature varietal, and our most award-winning wine is our Pinot Blanc. We make it in the sparkling version, which is this.
Wow.
And then in a still version as well. This is a sparkling rosé.
Oh, look at this. Let's see the color of this rosé.
Yeah, it's so pretty, like a light peachy copper color.
Cherry sometimes.
So this is actually a sparkling made out of, it's about 80% Pinot Noir, 20% Chardonnay.
This is the wine you recommend for having a meal or for
so both of our,
Tabasco?
our style at Lieb Cellars in general is we strive for bright, clean, moderate all wines. So food friendly sort of is
food friendly.
Yeah, is the goal.
I like this word.
Yeah.
You talk Italian?
No, I wish I did.
Can you say buonasera?
What do you say?
Buonasera?
Buonasera.
Oh, great. She's perfect, guys. We wish you happy summer, guys. Thank you for watching us.
It's nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you all. Yes, she says, è un piacere di conoscervi tutti. Ciao a tutti,
Bye.
grazie. See you.